Is the Shambler gonna come out and get us? Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh, run! Don't look at it. Games aren't just games. They are other worlds. Let's explore them together. Hello, my fellow YouTubers. It's the Ubully Tuber, and tonight we are getting back into Call of Cthulhu. We have reached Chapter 6, the Hawkins Mansion again. Pierce woke up in an asylum, installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins Mansion as a hideout. Oh my goodness. A lot happened last time. I'm really shocked about how Francis Sanders died. That's a really big mystery. What killed him? And how is Bradley alive? And can we really trust Dr. Colden? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. The mystery is getting better and better. But without further ado, grab your snacks, dim the lights, lay back, and let's go. Oh, is this another dream? I hate underwater stuff like this. Oh my gosh, that's an eyeball. That looks big.
Who goes there?
Oh, no, I did not like that. Did we just see Cthulhu in our dreams?
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Okay, we are back in the mansion. I see a lot of pollen in the air. Wow, okay. Let's see, is there anything new that I can... Okay, they're down there chatting it up. Anything new that I can find in here? Anything moved around mysteriously? Alright, I don't think there's anything new to investigate around here. So I'm just gonna go down and talk to them.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
Hey. Can we talk more than that? Excuse me, hold on.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Well, okay, Sarah Hawkins was the object of a cult. Talked to Bradley. What they had me endure. I might be onto a lead. Talk to Colden. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Bradley first. You did see Charles was alive. You should be dead. Okay, I'm gonna just say, you should be dead. Like, why are you alive? Wait, I can't say that. I don't have enough medicine to say that. Damn it. Okay, I hope I can come back to this conversation and say this later. I'm gonna say you and Dr. Colden.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
You did see Charles was alive, didn't you?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Wait a minute, what if Cthulhu somehow wiped away Bradley's memory? Because Charles is a servant of Cthulhu. Obviously, he has tentacle parts and, you know, deep sea water creature parts. Maybe Cthulhu wiped Bradley's mind from ever seeing Charles. Huh. You did see Charles. Your memory seems to be failing you.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
He doesn't even like the fact that I'm talking to him about it. Like, he wants to reject it somehow. Something... Oh, are you good? Colden? I saw her twitch back there. Okay, let's talk to Colin. Did Fuller found Riverside?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Sarah Hawkins was committed, yes. I want to know about that.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I saw dead bodies.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
And highly corrupt.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Yeah, okay, so what if Dr. Fuller's respected? No one sees what he's doing behind closed doors. He's corrupt. Let's see. I'm gonna say what they had me endure.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere.
Oh yeah, they injected me.
The pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
Oh my
You
gosh.
should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
What's wrong with his mouth? Dang, Bradley, you look tormented right now, actually. I'm kind of getting annoyed with Bradley, though, because he's in such denial. I was in there. I experienced what I experienced. And I just got, like, you guys just helped me break out of there. So why are you in such denial? And then Dr. Colden, who works closely with Dr. Fuller, is telling you he is not a good dude. And you're still defending him. I'm getting annoyed with I'm getting annoyed with Bradley because of that. But let's see. I might be onto a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Oh no.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
They're not gonna believe me. They're not gonna believe me. Oh crap. He called him the Shambler. And then a sort of crisis. Oh my gosh. I feel like if I say he called him the Shambler, they're not going to believe me. And they're going to think I killed him and that I'm crazy. But if I say a sort of crisis, that will be more believable to them. Technically, it's true. He had a crisis with the Shambler. Whatever the Shambler is. But whatever the Shambler is, I think it came out of one of Sarah's paintings. Because one of the paintings on the list that we saw before was called the Shambler. But I'm going to go ahead and say a sort of crisis to be safe.
Sanders started screaming and convulsing.
Convulsing? That doesn't fit with his history.
Then his body got all crooked.
What in God's name? And you were alone with him?
He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the culprit.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
Oh man.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Okay, let's stay prudent or better to confront the truth. Okay, I feel like these are some serious decisions that I'm making right now. I gotta think for a bit. Well, a part of me thinks, you know, I'm just a man who escaped a mental institution. She's not really gonna want to hear the fact that her husband died from me, you know? Even if I'm a detective, I don't feel like I'm the one that should tell her. I feel like Bradley should tell her, or even Dr. Fuller himself should tell her, but not me, you know? And also, it may interfere with our investigation if we do tell her, but at the same time, if we don't tell her and she finds out the truth and then somehow links that to us, she'll be upset and not want to help. So I'm going to lean into honesty as the best policy and hope that that is the case in this situation. And I'm going to say better to confront the truth.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Oh.
Better madness than ignorance.
Oh.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow.
Oh my gosh.
Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
All right, I got a lot of stuff to check out in my here on my list of characters, and I have 4 skill points. So let's see, what do I see here real quick? So I do really like seeing the timeline of things. Like, I was in my office on the 20th, reached Darkwater the 25th. That same day I went to the manor. That same day I was in the underground tunnels. Then 2 days passed and I was inside the Riverside Institute. And then the following day I'm back here in the Hawkins Manor. So it's been 8 days since I've arrived and a lot has happened. Alright, let's apply these skill points. I was upgrading my investigation, so let's do that. There we go. Death of Francis Sanders. The weirdness of Francis Sanders' death went far beyond anything Pierce had ever seen. Lifted off his feet by an invisible force, the poor man's body was carried into the air before being thrown violently against the bars of his hiding place. Pierce, powerless, watched the limbs break and Sanders' body crumble to the ground. During long moments of agony, the detective saw nothing that could explain this event. Weakened by his wounds and the operations he could remember undergoing, Pierce begins to question his ability to tell the difference between reality and the nightmares that haunt him. My goodness, so my sanity is shaken right now. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best as you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. I'm very curious about something. If I increase my occultism knowledge, does that better prepare my sanity for traumatic events? I wonder if that's the case, because if it is, I would very much like to increase my occultism more. Alright, we have some new inhabitants to look at. Charles Hawkins, age 41, ship owner. Look at this man. Charles Hawkins is alive. Despite its crude and deformed appearance, this thing looked like Hawkins. He attacked Bradley after he recognized him. What could have happened to Charles on the night of the fire? I've never seen a major burns victim in such a state. Something's not right. Then we have Dr. Fuller, age 52, Riverside's senior physician. Dr. Fuller reigns as the undisputed master of the Riverside Institute and of its cellars, in which he carries out illegal experiments on his patients. I don't know what he has done to me, but I shouldn't be back on my feet so soon after my fall when the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion caved in. This man is dangerous, and I'd swear that he knows more about all this business than he's willing to tell. Francis Sanders, age 47, art dealer. Francis Sanders knew Sarah Hawkins so well that he accused her of being the source of his suffering. The man gouged out his eyes with his own hands and smeared the walls of his cell with esoteric symbols. He seemed to be obsessed with the Shambler, linked to Sarah Hawkins. He died before my eyes, in circumstances that I cannot explain. Marie Colden, age 32. Occupation, doctor. Officer Bradley's female friend works as general practitioner at the Riverside Institute. She had figured out long before I arrived that Fuller was involved in illegal activities. She wants to shed full light on the nature of his experiments and believes that helping me to solve the Hawkins case could advance her own investigation. Okay. Alright. So now we have to go and talk to the widow of Sanders. I want to look around this place though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around the mansion a little bit, see what I can uncover, and then we will leave. Never mind, there is nothing to investigate. I can only leave, so let's leave. Alright, Chapter 6, Sanders' Residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Oh man. I really hope that I made the right choice in deciding to tell her.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
Oh.
That is precisely what brings me here.
She already knew.
Well, well, look who's here.
Cat. What's going on here?
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
What business do they have?
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
This place is kind of cool, y'all.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
That's so... Imagine putting a family member or a loved one in a hospital and then they don't let you see them ever again. Oh my gosh, I would lose my mind. I would rally all the lawyers, all the cops that I can to get my family member out. How the heck are you gonna not let me see my husband or my whoever, my mom, whoever it is that's in a hospital? How can you not let me see them? That is fishy, fishy, very fishy. All right, so let's see. You must not feel guilty. Okay, this is me telling her not to feel guilty. He died screaming right before my eyes. No, I don't want to say that. I was no longer there when it happened. You're taking it quite well. Yes, I actually want to say this. You're taking it quite well.
I expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your allusion, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured, however, my anger is real.
Okay.
I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Oh man, I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. This sounds a little bit this sounds a little defensive. I don't know if I want to say that. The true culprit is Fuller. Oh, this is messed up. It wasn't me who sent him there. I actually want to say the true culprit is Fuller, even though Fuller didn't kill him. Fuller is doing a lot of bad stuff in that institute, and it's his fault that she could never go to see him. So, yeah, I'm gonna just blame Fuller right now.
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Oh my gosh, that scared me a little bit. That said that that's gonna, I think, affect my fate or something. Oh boy, let's see. How do you know Sarah Hawkins? Did he speak to you of the Shambler? What is Kat doing here? Okay, I'm gonna start with this. How do you know Sarah Hawkins?
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Okay, what is Kat doing here?
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Alright. Did he speak to you of the Shambler?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting.
Yes.
By Sarah Hawkins.
Of course.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Yes, I already knew that the Shambler was, like, connected to a painting because one of the documents we had read said the Shambler. Ooh, I could play the piano? Let me play a little music for you guys. Did you guys like that? Like the video if you like that little music I just played for you guys. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, let me see what this is.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madame, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. I really don't like Thomas Fuller. I feel like if there's anyone in this game that I really could use the word hate, is probably Dr. Fuller because of what he's doing to people.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh, that's the painting right there. A photograph of Sarah Hawkins next to the Sanders. They must be close. Yeah, but I knew that... Oh, I can investigate. I knew that the Shambler was a painting because it was in a document we saw. Alright. What do I have to find here?
A house of artists. A house of artists.
Is that really all I have to say about that? Okay.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Was it just friends? Was it just friends or something else? Because the widow sounded a little jealous, you know?
Xander's accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Okay, so okay, so I think she knew that her painting brought out maybe like the cursed, what is this?
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Oh.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Okay, well, maybe she hates the painting because it made her husband go mad.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
She probably felt like she was dooming this man. Alright, let me just see. Let me look at the painting. Oh! Oh,
The Shambler. I need to see it.
After that, that's what I have to say. I have to see. I would be like, I have to go. Not that I have to see it. You have anything else to say to me, ma'am? No? Okay. Alright, well. What's this? Oh, Breviary of Medicine, Tome 2. The second volume in this series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. In addition to a precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. My medicine went up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna investigate this room over here. Locked. Okay. I really like this place. It's like gothic and dark and spooky.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Oh, an audio recording that Francis Sanders left for his wife, Irene. Okay. Oh, I can put it in here. I like looking at these paintings.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Okay, we should burn down the
I
gallery.
can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Can I say anything to you about that? Anything else? Francis Sanders cylinder. Alright. Man. I feel bad for Irene. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, here's Cat. Are
The
these...
strange Amerindian pendant.
I thought those were keys. An ancient amulet, probably a meridian. I wonder what its purpose could be. Occultism went up. Oh, what's this? The Whale and the Cod. The Whale and the Cod, or A Brief History of Darkwater, by Erwin Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of the island. Okay.
I could use one of those.
Oh, I found these sleeping pills in the Sanders house. Were they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene? Probably to Francis.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
That is weird. Like, I feel like she knew her painting could maybe curse him, but then why did she suddenly change her mind? Did maybe Charles, like, pressure her to give it away for free? Dear Francis, I beg you to give up on all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. I think Charles Hawkins forced Sarah to give the painting away.
An old diary.
Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 3. The volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Okay, so it seems like the lost tribe and also maybe the first settlers of the island, including this congregation or church, all fell to the spell of Cthulhu. And probably that's how they have a cult down there now, from that church that evolved into a Cthulhu cult. Ooh, I was strong enough. I got the key to the Sanders Gallery. Okay. I wonder if I could have actually failed that. What's that? Dissertation on an anatomical question. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. Would you read the book? Why is this like a serious question right now? No, can I back up? Can I talk to Kat first, please? Why is this? Well, yeah, I'm gonna read the book. I want to know. This will affect my destiny. The Malus Mysterium Volume 2. Can I zoom in on this? Did Kat read this book too? It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Oh yeah, my friend, these are depictions of the demons that are around us. They're just invisible to the naked eye. Oh, I don't like the whispering in my ear. Ugh. Let me see. Okay, I got 2 points to spend. I'm going to start working on my strength. My sanity is still shaken, but not stirred. We got some info here on Irene Sanders, 41, occupation none. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband. But what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is this mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Alright, let's look at this occult stuff. Oh my gosh! The dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension. Otherwise, you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being, to anchor itself in your dimension, and to allow it to rip you open with its claws. Extract from the Malus Mysterium. This is what killed Sanders. This thing, he must have looked at it, and then that's why Sarah Hawkins was trying to like do the portal in her room, like that the thing in her room she had, the circle, this thing. She was trying, I think, to cast out the Shambler, but she couldn't, and it got Sanders. Alright, let's talk to Kat.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I've got to verify the paintings for a buyer. Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. I'm not here to create problems for you. It's none of your business. I'm actually going to say this. I'm not here to create problems for you. I don't want no beef.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you, what are you doing here? Mrs. Sanders knows your real name. Very well. I'm going to say this. Mrs. Sanders knows your real name. Wait, no, I'm going to say this first. And you, what are you doing here?
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not done.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Please let me talk to you again, ma'am. Please, talk to me.
Go take a hike, Detective.
Alright, she's gonna stab me if I continue. But, what was I gonna say? No, we can't let Kat take these cursed paintings and sell them to the masses on the mainland. We need to burn the gallery down, I think. That's what he said in his audio he left to Irene. Alright. What is this, a place to hide? Oh my god. Why? Get out. Why is this here? I don't like that at all. Whoa, look at this stuff. I love galleries and museums. Wow, that is terrifying and really cool. Let me get that knife.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Oh, I think we saw this same statue in the tunnels, didn't we? Oh my gosh, look at this painting. Oh, I think that's the Shambler painting all the way over there. I want to look at this whole place before I reach the Shambler painting.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Look at this. Oh my goodness. He needs to close that mouth. Oh, I like this one. That's kind of pretty and ugly and creepy all at the same time. Oh, what was that? Is that Sanders? Oh my gosh, he got a big mouth. Wait, is that for my... Yay! Oh, cool. Well, I'm not gonna waste it. Another place to hide, okay. I don't like that. Why does he just say to that? Wait, is this not a famous painting? An actual famous painting? I feel like I've seen this before.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Wait a minute. Will one of these old weapons kill the Shambler? Damn, that is one tongue on this bird. Sphinx thing with horns. Oh my, that's a demon. Is that a lion with tentacles? What the heck? Can I be honest with you guys? I'm kind of scared to approach the Shambler painting. Oh, is this the devil himself? Look at this. All right, I think I've seen everything that I could. Oh, that's for my lantern. Maybe I should have my lantern out. All right, let's see what's gonna happen. Is the Shambler gonna come out and get us? Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh, run! Run! Oh my gosh, the Shambler's gonna get it. Get out! Don't look at it, just run! Oh my god. Oh, look at it! Oh my gosh. It looks like something from The Quiet Place. I'm dead. Oh my gosh. It looks like a spider at the same time. No.
What the hell was that?
Do they really want me to do this right now? What am I supposed to do? Don't look at it. Oh, shit. Yo. I actually died. My heart, I can't breathe right now. I'm dizzy. Ooh. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just gonna, okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run for it. Alright, I'm gonna skip this. Alright.
What the hell was that?
Should I take my lantern out? Yo, I'm just gonna run for it. I'm just gonna run for it. I'm just gonna run for it. Hide! 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 How long do I hide in here for, though? Do I go and sit? Ah, he's right there. How long do I hide? Okay. 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 Where do I go? Ah, stop. That's bull. That's bull. I gotta run. I gotta just run for it. I just gotta run. No! Oh, that's bull.
Choice. I must get rid of it.
Okay, I think so. I can't get out apparently. Maybe I have to go for one of those daggers. That's what I'll try to do. Oh my gosh. This is too scary. Oh my gosh. Damn it.
What the hell was that?
Okay.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Okay, I got the dagger. So, where is he? Wait, I'm gonna hide. No, stop it. Hide. Okay, so do I run up on him with the dagger? Or did I grab the wrong dagger? Oh, wait, let's fight that.
This is Sparta!
Yo, what am I supposed to do? Was that the third time? The third time I died?
Another one. Another one. Another one.
What the hell was that? Damn. Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Ay, ay, ay. Ah! No. No! Oh my gosh. Maybe I have to take the dagger, then run to the painting and destroy the painting. I'm gonna try that. I hope he doesn't catch me again. What was that, number 4?
Another one. Another one. And another one.
What the hell was that?
No, dude. Come on. I'm not even gonna say nothing about it.
What the hell was that? Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Yes! Yes!
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Well, my theory was right. I do have to stab the painting, but I have to choose the right dagger. Did he see me? No, he didn't see me. He didn't see me. You didn't see nothing. Go away. Okay.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Please let it be this one. Damn it. Wrong one. Okay. Run. Got this.
Maybe I can use this
Okay,
dagger.
maybe I can try this one. There are so many daggers to try. Oh, crap.
Oh, God.
Let's try this again.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
No. Can I use... are you really gonna catch me though? Oh my god. Y'all, I grabbed 2 daggers and didn't get to the painting yet. Where is he? Where is he? Is he not coming through? Oh my gosh, the longer I stay in here, the crazier I feel. Oh my gosh. Leave. Leave. Oh, I'm losing my mind, y'all. Alright, get out. What? Did he see me anyway, bro? Oh, wow. He saw me anyway. I'm about to stab that Shambler with all 15 daggers inside this place. Is there actually 15 daggers? I don't know. I am done, bro.
This dagger looks different.
Yes! Oh my god. Run! Okay, yes. Oh my god! Oh my gosh. Stop it! Okay, burn it now. Oh no. Oh no. Wait.
What's the matter with
Oh. From beyond. I was gonna stab my own hand.
you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
Oh.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yes. I was attacked by a creature. The painting was cursed. No, I just drank... I'm gonna tell her this. The painting was cursed. I'm not gonna say I drank a bit too much.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Wait, you believe me? You didn't hear anything? You knew about the monster? You must have noticed the state of my arm. I'm gonna say... You didn't hear anything?
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
And you give me this information free of charge? I really should talk to this Drake. I don't want to say you give me this information free of charge, because I think if I remind her that she's giving it to me free of charge, she's gonna charge me for it. I'm just gonna say, I should really talk to this Drake.
This symbol on the dagger, it was all over Sanders' cell. It's what protected him. It's what protected me, too. If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this Shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
My gosh, that was intense, man. I wish I could burn down that painting of the Shambler. Damn it. Man, we reached chapter 7. Wow. In the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion, Pierce witnessed the disemboweling of Officer Bradley by a man with a monstrous appearance. The men in gowns and their rituals had not succeeded in affecting the veteran. However, the brutal death of Bradley, the discovery of the identity of his killer, whom he recognized as the dead Charles Hawkins, as well as the latter's superhuman strength, managed to strike fear into him. Pierce still does not know if he should believe what he saw. He may even put these visions of horror to the shock caused by the death of Bradley, or he may put it down to a lack of oxygen provoked by the rockfall. Macabre discovery. Searching through the cellars of the Riverside Institute, Pierce entered a room that he first took for a morgue, but the advanced state of decay of the corpses that lay about the place quickly made him realize that he was wrong. Nothing could justify the presence of such a charnel house. Is that right? In the hospital. The putrid smell and the total absence of respect for human life, as witnessed by this room, profoundly shocked Pierce, costing him some of his sanity. Cellars of the Riverside Institute. Strictly speaking, I didn't spend much time in the hospital. When I woke up, I was immediately transferred into the cellars of the Institute, a sort of clandestine asylum, where Dr. Fuller carried out his experiments on patients without being troubled. Unknown machines sit beside anatomical drawings that are disturbing. To say the least, I just managed to escape from this place. I might not have as much luck another time. Oh gosh, I hope we do not get taken back to this place. At the Sanders, cross-checking the information given by Francis Sanders and his widow, it is possible to reconstruct the events that led to the internment of Sanders. Everything points to Sanders and Sarah Hawkins being close, linked at least by the interest of the collector showed in the artist's work, but more probably by a certain friendship, attested to by the repeated refusals of Sarah Hawkins to sell the painting called The Shambler. Against all expectations, she finally gave it away for free. The feelings still shown by Irene Sanders towards Sarah Hawkins are evidently derived from what she considers to be the artist's responsibility. Madness struck Sanders a short while after he gained possession of the painting. Melis Bessarium, men will gather the knowledge through the lines dictated to me by the great old ones, but also in other volumes. The visions that assail me whisper me names and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon, the Melis Monstorum, how do I say that? Repository of all anatomical, cosmic, and dimensional knowledge will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most cursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of parallel dimensions. What an episode, guys. I almost passed out a few times. It was just so scary. I get dizzy when I get scared. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly... Okay, I enjoyed it, but I also didn't at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play through that Shambler scene again. Please and thank you. But I'm enjoying the story so far. I'm kind of glad that Kat is kind of being nice in a way. She didn't beat my butt this time. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this episode of Call of Cthulhu, watching me die a million times, please comment down below and like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.